What's up everyone? Welcome back to M-Falcon Gaming. So for this video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 evolved form Pokemon from Generation 4. So for this video, we're basically going to be looking at Pokemon who have an evolved form that were in previous generations, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and then they picked up another evolution in the Sinnoh region. So we'll look at top 5. I'm going to go over these Pokemon, talk about their stats, talk about their moves, and how they may be useful in the game once they're introduced. So, that being said, let's get into number 5. Alright, so number 5 on the top 5 list is Yanmega. So, Yanmega is the evolution of Yanma from Gen 2, and Yanmega is a bug flying type with a max CP of 2946. And where Yanmega is going to shine is in that attack stat of 231. It's on par with those like Scizor and Pinsir. It's right around there. So stats wise, that's pretty good. Stamina is pretty good as well, so it'll last a little bit in battle. And then we have some basic information on weaknesses we'll just go over. So bug flying means it's weak to electric, fire, flying, ice, and rock, with rock being a 4 times weakness. So you're definitely not going to be wanting to use Yanmega against rock types. Alright, so that's just the base kind of information about Yanmega. Let's get into his moves that are already in the game. So we have Bug Bite and Wing Attack for the fast moves, and then charge moves, Bug Buzz, Aerial Ace, and Ancient Power. So for Yanmega, those bug moves are actually pretty good. Bug Buzz for 90 damage at 2-bar charge. That's similar stats to a Dynamic Punch on Machamp. So right there, it's going to have a good useful charge move in Bug Buzz. And then as far as Bug Bite, it's decent at the 5 power. Gains a lot of energy, so that's pretty good. Cooldown's really good, 0.5 seconds. So you're loading up the Bug Buzz charge move with Bug Bite a lot better. As far as from flying, Aerial Ace is okay, but it's not really something you're going to want on Yanmega. So again, when he is introduced into the game, you're going to want him more as a bug type attacker. He's kind of right below Scizor and Pinsir. So you won't go wrong if you use Yanmega in this instance. So that's number 5. So let's get into number 4 on the list is Electivire. Electivire is Electabuzz's evolved form from Generation 4, and it keeps its typing of being a pure electric type. So going into the stats, 3079 max CP, an attack stat of 249, defense at 163, and stamina at 181. So pretty good stats there. The attack stats, very good. Still a little bit below Zapdos and Raikou, I believe, but it should keep pace with them, depending on its moves, which we'll go over in a little bit. Stamina is a little low, so I believe this will act more as a glass cannon, kind of like Gengar and Alakazam do. You can get a lot of damage off with the right moves, and then in a very quick manner, and then probably most likely faint out if you're using Electivire. So just to go over the weaknesses, only one, ground. So very good Pokemon right there as far as just attack stat wise. And then let's take a look at the moves. We have Thunder Shock, Low Kick for fast moves, and then charge moves, Thunder, Wild Charge, and Thunder Punch. So right off the bat, Wild Charge is a very good electric move. So that's probably going to be the charge move you want once you get Electivire in the game. And then Thunder Shock, just to keep with the stab bonus, a little extra damage that way. I believe it's not too bad. Yep, Thunder Shock loads up pretty well. The charge move, 8 energy. Cooldown's not too bad. Base power 5. So you want Thunder Shock, Wild Charge on Electivire. Low kick, not sure what you want that for. So just stick with the double electric. So definitely a solid Pokemon. Again, acts more like a glass cannon, but will deal a lot of damage and probably will give Zapdos, Raikou a little bit of a run for its money, but we'll probably still, if you have Zapdos and Raikou, you'll probably still be using those over Electivire, but he's a good secondary choice. Alright, so let's get into number 3 on the list is Mamoswine, the evolved form of Piloswine. So, looking at his typing, Ice and Ground, just like Piloswine. Stats, 33, 28 max CP, and attack stat, 247, defense, 146, stamina at 242. That's good. This is going to be a great Pokemon as far as stats-wise. Next, get into the weaknesses. So some decent ones here. Fighting, fire, grass, steel, water. So you want to keep that in mind using Mamoswine. And then let's go over the moves. See what he's got to work with. Powder Snow, Mud Slap. And for the fast moves, and for the charge moves, Stone Edge, Avalanche, Bulldoze. So right away, he's going to be the best ice type attacker. Based on that attack stat, along with the stamina stat, put Powder Snow and Avalanche on him. Anything that's weak to ice types, this is what you're going to be using when Mamoswine hits the game. Definitely a very good ice type attacker. Probably, again, will be the best in the game. As far as ground types, it's okay. The Mud Slap's decent. The Bulldoze is alright. But you're really going to be using this just for ice type attacking. That's it. The Stone Edge is interesting. Counters the fire types in the game. But really, Powder Snow, Avalanche is going to make this a beast in the game. Absolutely. So, alright, let's get into number 2 on the list. We're going to throw a little curveball at you. Togekiss. And I'll get into why I'm putting them up so high once we get into the moves and the stats and stuff. So, Togekiss, a fairy flying type with a max CP of 33, 32. The attack stat, 225. Defense, 217. And stamina, 198. So the attack stat is alright, but what I'm looking at is that defense and stamina. Right here is going to be a really good Pokemon to throw into gyms, just based on these defense and stamina stats alone. And then once we get into the moves, you'll see why I'm saying Togekiss is going to be a very good Pokemon for gym defending, up there with Blissey, Snorlax, etc. So looking at the moves, we have Hidden Power and Air Slash for fast moves, and then charge moves, Dazzling Gleam, Aerial Ace, and Ancient Power. So for gym defending, your Air Slash and then Dazzling Gleam right there, that's going to be amazing. Both types are super effective against fighting types, which we know is the counter to gym defenders, Machamps, Hariyama, Heracross, all that. So this is going to be a Pokemon you're going to want to put into a gym. It's got great moves to defend that gym. And, you know, it could be a decent attacker, but I think there's other things that are better from the fairy typing that you're going to want to use as far as offensively. Defensively, this is good. Hidden Power, that's interesting. 15 power is not too bad. The cooldown's a little worrisome at the 1.5, but you're not going to want to use this. So stick with the Air Slash. At the very least, it's high damage, a little bit of less cooldown, gains you some energy, but definitely more of the power move. So Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam. This will be a new good gym defender. So definitely stock up on a couple of these guys. Get some high level ones, and throw them in gyms and enjoy your 50 coins because you're definitely gonna get it out of these guys. All right, so before we get into number one, I do have an honorable mention, which I'll get into right, so my honorable mention for this list is Porygon-Z. And once we get to the stats, you'll see why. So, it's a normal type with a max CP of 3266, attack stat at 264, defense at 150, and stamina at 198. So, the attack stat is why I put him in the honorable mention, because depending on the moves, and right now GoHub does not have any moves listed for it, so I'm not sure if it's in the game or not. Maybe a different website has it. Definitely let me know in the comments below if there is a move set for Porygon-Z. But right now, I'm throwing him in the honorable mention because that attack stat is absolutely incredible. And it will be dependent on the moves that he gets. You can sort of see Porygon-Z being used kind of as a generalist, and also having some use in PvP. Just with that attack stat alone, with the right charge moves, fast moves, it can be a pretty good Pokemon to use. So that's why I'm throwing him in here. Definitely be on the lookout when he comes out, and hopefully he gets a good move, gets a good move pool, and you can kind of mix and match and see what you want to use him for. So yeah, that's it for the honorable mention. Now let's get into number one. All right, so number one on the list shouldn't come to you as a surprise, Rhyperior. So, getting into Rhyperior, ground rock type Pokemon. Max CP of 3733, attack stat at 241, defense at 190, and stamina at 251. So right here, very well-rounded Pokemon. Good attack stat, good HP, good defense stat. So very well-rounded Pokemon. It's going to be very useful in the game. And then looking at the weaknesses, we have fighting, grass, ground, ice, steel, and water, with grass and water being 4 times weakness. So definitely want to stay away from those when you have Rhyperior out. So let's take a look at his moves and see how he stacks up. So for fast moves, we have Mud Slap and Smackdown. And charge moves, we have Stone Edge, Surf, and Earthquake. So right away, Smackdown, Stone Edge is the ideal moveset as of right now for rock moves. So he will kind of be on par with Tyranitar, a little bit more tankier than Tyranitar, with no double weakness to fighting. So that is definitely in Rhyperior's favor. So a great moveset on the rock type, and a good solid moveset from the ground typing, Mud Slap, Earthquake. Just kind of the traditional ground type moves that we're going to see on the better ground type Pokemon. Still probably going to go for Groudon over Rhyperior, but if you don't have a Groudon, this will be a good secondary choice. So, very excited for this Pokemon. It's probably going to see a lot of use and kind of shake the game up a little bit. So, alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this list. Hope you found it helpful. Let me know some of the Gen 4 Pokemon you guys are excited for that aren't in the game yet. Which ones you looking forward to. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.